Hello guys. Today we're going to discuss about an issue that most of the first and second gen Suzuki diesel engine vehicles which were manufactured before 2017 might face in their lifetime. Maruti Suzuki Ertiga, Swift Desire, Ritz, Brezza and Ciaz are the vehicles vulnerable to this issue. This issue is specific to diesel engines, not with the petrol heads. By looking at the title, you already know that what's the issue. Yes, the issue is with the synchro. The synchro failure on Suzuki diesel vehicles. Well, why will the first and second gen vehicles run into this issue, not third gen ones? We're going to discuss it in a later part of this video. Well, how do you know the synchro is failed and what are the symptoms of the synchro failure? Your car will give you the first symptom before the synchro failure with an uncomfortable or jerking gear shifting when you release the clutch. And the second symptom is the next stage after ignoring the first symptom for a long time. Your lower gears, that is first to second and third to second, while shifting, they feel little rough. At this point of time, the damage to the synchros just started. We think that this rough shifting issue is something related to the gear lever or gear cable, which might be rubbing into the walls. Well, the gear lever housing is made of plastic and it was lubricated with a silicone grease for smoother operation. And the cable is designed for the smoother operation as well. So the rubbing is happening at the synchro, not at the gear lever. And the third and the final symptom your car gives you is when you try to shift to lower gears while the vehicle is in motion, they resist to engage occasionally and they don't engage at all after a few hundred kilometers. This is the final stage, and your car's lower gear synchros are gone, and you have to replace them. So, what are the reasons for this failure? The first reason for the failure is the shock absorbing springs on the clutch disc gone bad. Here you can see these are the shock absorbing springs on the clutch disc. When the springs on this clutch disc got rusted and lost the tension, they failed to absorb the shock produced by the engine after changing the gear, and they pass on that shock to the transmission, and the sensitive part in the transmission, which is a synchro, would take the hit. And the second reason for the failure is the locking mechanism. So this is the hub assembly, the lower gear, first and second gear hub assembly, and this is the lock mechanism. These are the synchro keys. These metal pieces are the synchro keys, and this is the spring which holds those keys in place. Though this spring will be placed like this on both sides of the hub. This lock spring gets hot. This lock spring gets hot and expand, which makes the synchro keys loose and move freely in the synchro key slot and damage the edges of the synchro key slot. Overall, this is a design flaw of the synchro. This is how the synchro looks like. So this is the synchro key slot. The key will sit here in this slot. So when the spring got hot and when the synchro key got loose, it moves over this slot to the edge and it damaged the edge. See here, it got damaged. So the metal piece will just move over the edge and just slip like this from the edge and will damage this part. Once these edges are damaged, your gears won't engage freely or anymore. There is a very good chance that this issue will reoccur even after replacing the synchros. Then, how can we fix it once and forever? So we can fix it by replacing the synchro and hub assembly with the third gen Swift Suzuki Diesel model synchros and hub assembly. So what we do is we just replace the hub assembly and the synchronizer set within third gen ones instead of the first or second gen ones. Suzuki Motors, aware of this issue, they did the R&D and came up with a new design for the synchro hub assembly and the synchro keys. Here, if you look at this hub assembly, the key slot, synchro key slot, is much wider and than the older one. So if you look at the older one, it's just a small piece which just go into a small slot. This one, the major design change happened in the key slot. Remaining are all same, like dimensions, gear pattern, gear depth, everything are same. So there's no other there's no other difference other than the key slot design for the synchro on the synchro hub side. And this is how the new synchro keys look like. The major design changes happened for the keys. They now comes with ball bearing with a spring which moves back and forth during gear changes instead of metal pieces moving into the synchro slot. Due to this design change, damage to the synchro will be avoided even in case of the clutch disc spring failure. This is the how the new synchro looks like. It comes with elevated metal blocks instead of it comes with elevated metal blocks, three blocks instead of the key slot. And the only change happened on the upper part of the synchro ring. This is the upper part. This is the middle part, steel ones, and this is the inner part. There are three parts for the synchro. So only changes only happen on the upper part, not the other two parts. These are the spare parts needed for the rebuild. I ordered all these purchased all these spare parts from the online local store. Few of them from the local store and few from the online. Let's go and look at each part and the part numbers in detail.
Okay, these are the things I'm going to change for my Swift VDI 2014 model. These are all related to transmission rebuild. All these parts are related to transmission rebuild. So coming to the first one, this is the clutch release bearing. Okay, they also call it as the slave cylinder. So if you open this one, this is how it looks like. So this is a new design which comes with a boot. Earlier, the slave cylinder which comes with the car doesn't have this boot. So now they improved this one and they added the boot so that the spring inside and the cylinder will get protected so that it won't get rusted and you don't get any squeaky noise. So this is moving smoothly. Usually this cylinder will get damaged. Usually how when the cylinder got damaged is you'll hear noise from this cylinder, some squeaking noise while the car is running in gear. So the noise comes from this part. This is the bearing. This bearing gets damaged and this will make a lot of noise. Okay, let's put this one inside. Let's go to another one. So this is the liquid sealant, say liquid gasket. Okay, so we use this liquid gasket to seal the transmission housing. So we need two of these. Usually I think one is good enough, but in case if you need more, I just got two. So you need this one to seal the transmission. And the another one here, big one. This is the tra- clutch plate, clutch pressure plate. Okay, clutch assembly pressure plate. So you can see here it says MSIL Swift D. D means diesel. Okay, so this one is from Velio. You can see somewhere, you can see Velio. Yeah, here you can see Velio. I think you can see, yeah, this was made by Velio. Usually we have two options. One is from Velio, another is from Look, which is Schaeffler brand. Look, brand from Schaeffler. Schaeffler is known for smoother operation of clutch, whereas Velio is known for heavy duty and a little bit hard on the clutch side. So when you press the clutch, you feel a little bit harder on Velio compared to the Look. And usually the model of my Swift by default MSIL provides the Velio one, not the Look. There are other options. If you look in Badmo, you can even see Look. But latest models which came after 2017, they get like S Cross, Swift Desire. They will get Look, not the Velio one. That's one thing. These are all Maruti genuine parts, so which I bought from the Maruti genuine accessory store near nearby my place. So these are all authenticated genuine parts. And this is the clutch plate. This is also from Velio. So you can see this is a Velio. This is also Velio. And here also you can see here you can see that MSIL D113A. This is the engine type. So this engine type is Swift Diesel. So you can refer online as well. Okay. And the important part is there in this box. These are the important parts which I ordered online because these are not available offline in the store. What are these? These are related to synchronizer rings. Okay, these are the synchronizer rings. Lock. These are the key, synchronizer key. Okay, and this is the synchronizer, first and second gear synchronizer ring. Okay, and this one is the hub assembly of the low speed synchronizer ring. So out of this lot, the only part which is not from Maruti Suzuki genuine accessories is this one, engine oil, sorry, transmission oil. So this is a new genuine transmission oil from Mahindra Max Mile Synchro UV2. My mechanics recommended this oil because he said this will make the gear shifting smooth and much reliable instead of going for the expensive Maruti Suzuki oil, which costs around 4,000 rupees, and this one costs around 1,000 rupees, 1,000 to 1,500 rupees, based on the amount of quantity put in. Usually, Swift takes around 2.5 liters. That's all with the parts. In the part 2 of this video, we look at the process of transmission rebuild, and we look at the rings, how bad they got damaged, and once everything is done and fixed to the car, we'll do a test drive and check how the new rings are performing. As we opt for the third generation rings, we'll see whether they shift harder or much smoother than the previous generation rings. All those things we'll learn in part 2 of this video. If you like the content of this video and you think it's helpful to you, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. It helps in motivating me in bringing more videos like this. Thank you guys for holding up with me for such a long video. See you again in the next video.